You'd be like, no, I liked it more. I like it the most. And then we fight, and it'll be our own Civil War.
I really hope that Coop's recording all this so that we can just use it for the intro.
Okay, cool. Intro! You just got intro. Hey guys, what's up? It's Alisha.
And Zach.
And we just saw Civil War. What?
Oh yeah. Go see it.
Yeah, so it was a really fantastic movie. Like, after the disappointment of Batman v Superman, I'm sorry, this will be like the only comparison that we make to it right now. But after that whole disappointment, I was really nervous because we had this movie with like a bunch of our really favorite characters fighting against each other, and there was a lot of characters in there and a lot of stuff going on, but they were able to do it so well.
This actually makes me look forward to Infinity War even more because I was worried about balancing characters.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, fucking put the whole thing in there because they're going to balance all those characters. I don't care. Yeah. Put in characters that nobody's even ever heard of in there.
Most of the characters in this had some sort of arc throughout the whole movie. Like, there were a couple of different characters in there who didn't get focused on as much, but there were a lot that I was not expecting them to touch upon, especially since Winter Soldier, the last movie that the Russo brothers did, kind of focused more on like the core cast of like Cap and Natasha and Sam. But they focused on so many other characters.
I was really surprised at how good of a job that they actually did incorporating Ant-Man in because I mean, he's a newer character. He's somebody that they could have easily messed up or not really put in the movie that much. But they put him in a decent amount of it, and he was fantastic in it. And really, the same thing with Hawkeye.
He kind of seems like the odd person out in a lot of the movies that he's in. But, you know, when he does show up, he always steals the scene that he's in. Who would you say is, like, the MVP of this movie?
Oh, God. That's a really loaded question.
I'd say it's Chris Evans, personally.
Yeah, I really lean towards Cap. This movie is so heavy on Cap. I really have to give props to Tom Holland.
Yes. So Tom Holland is the new Spider-Man for us, and he did phenomenally. He really captures the comic spirit of Spider-Man, and you know, he has this good balance of like innocence and impishness, and then also like power and like,
oh god, he's so powerful throughout the whole movie. The way he moves is just fantastic. The way it looks is amazing. But honestly, in the small pantheon of Marvel films, this may actually overtake Avengers for me, because Avengers has been my favorite one since I saw it the first time.
Yeah.
And this one may actually overtake it for me. I like it definitely better than Winter Soldier and Guardians, which is saying a lot already.
I would say I still like the Avengers more, but I'm also a slave for Joss Whedon. But this is definitely, I would say it's tied for between Winter Soldier and this one for my second favorite Marvel movie. Like, one of the things I really love about the Russo brother movies is the fight choreography is just beautiful. It is like having, I don't want to say anything inappropriate, but it's like,
I already said fuck. Anything explicit?
Anything creatively inappropriate.
You know, actually, that was one criticism I had. If you're a person who 3D sometimes kind of like messes with you a little bit, don't see it in 3D, because like sometimes 3D can mess with my vision a bit. And I do know that during some of the action scenes where it was more fast pace.
It's like bam,
It
bam,
really
bam,
kind of
bam.
started to give me a headache in the middle of the film. And I think that some of that had to do with shaky cam, and most of that was towards the first half of the film. But, I mean, overall, it was still a completely enjoyable experience.
One thing that I did have about that, Martin Freeman's character, I thought he would be in there a little bit more with how much they were playing it up. I don't know if he's going to be coming back for any subsequent movies, but
That's what I think.
Yeah, it's just, if you guys are going in there to see Martin Freeman because you're a Sherlock fan or a Hobbit fan or anything like that, he's not in there very often.
Hobbit fan?
Yeah, he was in The Hobbit.
Nobody liked those movies.
I don't know. Some people do. I like the first one. That's it. I kind of thought that he was going to be a bigger part, especially since he's a bigger name, too.
Yeah.
I was like... And he might have ended up on the cutting room floor in a lot of stuff.
That's what I'm figuring.
Yeah.
And I actually thought his character was going to be a little bit more sinister than he ended up being.
Well, yeah, he didn't really have a personality. Really.
Well, he was on screen very briefly, maybe 5 minutes of total screen time.
Right, yeah.
If that.
I don't even think that.
That's probably generous.
Yeah. As far as the actual villain in this, Baron Zemo, or he's technically a colonel in this, I thought he was really well done. Marvel movies don't always have the strongest of villains, and I mean, he's not like, not to give anything away, but he's not like a super villain or anything like that. But just the way that he kind of unfolded and everything like that was really creative.
If you're expecting a villain that's going to be like going toe to toe with everybody, don't expect that. He's actually been criticized in some reviews for being a more covert villain.
Yeah.
But honestly, with the fight scenes and the way that this movie is done, he doesn't need to be a more fisticuffs kind of guy. Like, he's actually done perfectly.
Well, that's the whole point of this movie, too, is that, like, there is no huge villain that, and in the Russo brother movies too, that's not really their style. Like in Winter Soldier, there wasn't a bad guy who they were like punching and everything like that. It was mostly this kind of idea and construct, and that's the same thing with this as well. They're going against each other, not always a villain. And so I think that kind of focusing more on the dispute within the group was a good choice. We didn't have to have like Thanos as the main villain, you know, and then also have and then also have them like fighting at the same time, you know. I thought it was a good choice to kind of get more of that hands-off villain.
What would you give this out of 10?
9.5.
I really want to give it a 10 out of 10.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, well, you heard it from us here. We should average it out as like a 9.8.
9.75.
9.75 out of 10. It was that good, guys. So
it really was.
Go see it. Go out to see it this weekend. I'll probably see it like 3 times or something in theaters. It's that good.
I saw Avengers 5 times in theaters. I want to see this more.
Yeah.
Already.
Pretty much.
Because I know that I miss stuff just taking in the spectacle.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all those fun stuff. We have a SoundCloud. And make sure you subscribe to our channel, too. There will be a little annotation here. All the links to our social media accounts are below. So please go like us there and subscribe to our channel for more reviews and goodies in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us here. Thanks again for watching this video, and remember, stay nerdy.
Bye, everybody.